Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm going to give it a few minutes to allow some individuals to come on. So, good morning. Good morning. You got a few minutes. I'm downstairs shooting a video. I'm going to call you right back. I'm going to call you right back. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. I am currently at the NACO convention in NACO Legislative Conference. And so I have been receiving calls. I've been seeing the back and forth on social media in regards to the Westside Youth Facility and District 3. So I just had the opportunity to sit down and to do a live video to answer some questions and also to speak in regards to my concerns. So I'm just going to give you all enough time to come on. If you listen to the sound of my voice, please, please, please listen to the sound of my voice. Please share. So I'm going to go over some stuff and share some things with you. So recently, last week, everyone, we had a vote in regards to the location of the Westside Youth Facility. I spoke a little bit about it. I'm not going to go too far in detail. Did Commissioner Sanders, know that they were going to do that? Did Commissioner Henderson know that they were going to do that? No, we did not have any idea. The paper did cover everything in detail on what occurred. Were residents against it? Yes. Were residents not informed? No, they were not. The issue that I have in regards to that, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say it once. District 3, Newton County. District 3, Newton County. If you all don't get up, get out, and fight for your area, for your kids, for your youth, for your community, Newton County as a whole, to fight for fairness, then your community will not get what it deserves. Your community will never get what it needs. Talking behind the scenes, complaining behind the scenes, complaining just to me and not to those other commissioners who are constantly, those 3 commissioners who are constantly voting things out of your district because they have the leeway to do so. And to me, my whole gripe is that if you can do things to a community thinking that you're coming at a commissioner, you have no heart whatsoever. And have mercy, God have mercy on your soul, because that's something you're gonna have to deal with God. But I'm here to tell you, District 3, if y'all don't get out, fight, speak up, show up at the next board meeting expressing your concerns, the things that you want in your district, the things that you want to occur for your families, the things that you want to occur for your children will not happen. Because why? You are not fighting. I was really concerned because I'm going to say this, and he's probably going to get upset, but at this point, it really doesn't matter, because it has shown me that the board is not for the people, that this board is not for the community. Recently, as of last night, I've been having a conversation back and forth with Commissioner Cowan via email. Now, it's very odd to me because if you know Commissioner Cowan's behavior, he does not answer any email. He does not even send out emails. He may read them, but he would never respond. So Commissioner Cowan sent me out an email on yesterday because I responded to his comment in regards to, you have received all the information regarding this project. The county manager sent it to you. I sent it to you. It was written out in detail from the Parks and Rec director. The project manager told you, and now you want to say you did not receive information after you're receiving backlash from the community, and I called you out. So we've been having a conversation back and forth. Mind you, I'm here at a convention, so we've been having conversations back and forth. And I included all of the commissioners on it, that conversation. If you would like a copy of it, feel free to do open records. To me, it seems like Commissioner Cowan conscience is eating him up. That's what it seems like, because he wants to say he never received any information. I verified that he did. I also suggested that he talk to the IT department to find out why he's not, or he say he's not getting emails that are currently addressed to him. Every time we provide information for what the commissioners have asked, they come back with something else to make us do something else to try to stop the project or any progression going in District 3. As I stated earlier, Every commissioner on that board spent their tax dollars, their 2017 splash in their district on a project, except District 3. District 3 has no parks, recreation, anything for the seniors or the youth. We don't have a swing, and the only park that we have is inside of a subdivision, which will inconvenience the residents, but there's 12 acres of land. So you say you did not vote for a project because the land was free. But you did not vote for a project in District 3 when we had free land, and it's the same situation regarding Fairview Estates Community and Trelawney subdivision. So the hypocrisy, the contradictory of what you're stating. The people of Fairview Estates came out and said, well, not everyone, it was a couple in Fairview Estates that came out and said they did not want the park on the county property that's next to a subdivision on free land. You said the reason why you voted for it to go into District 4 because it was free property, but it's also next to a subdivision with individuals who expressed, the HOA expressed, they did not want it next to a subdivision. But because it was not in District 3, you went ahead and voted for it. That's the problem I have. When we are in office to represent the people, we represent the people. We don't do things because we want to be vindictive against the commissioner. We don't do those various things. You should not do those things. And if an elected official is in office doing things vindictive that's hurting thousands of people in the community, then you have to make a decision on your choice when you go to that voting booth, because they are not for the people. And that's what I told him as well. If you're not going to be for the people, then you need to step aside and allow somebody who will be for the people. Don't vote because you upset that Commissioner Sanders received a $4 million or applied for a $4 million grant for our county and it was approved. You're upset about those various things and you don't want to see those things to occur. What I was told that another commissioner said, we have to grant the wishes of the previous commissioner. Let me tell you something, how this works. When a person is voted out and they didn't complete a project, they don't have the authority to be able to complete that project as a resident. They are no longer in office. Whatever that commissioner that is in place and their residents want, that's what it moves forward to. The problem is that this board has allowed the previous commissioner to run this seat as a resident in Newton County. Granting wishes to someone who did not complete their task while they were in office for 12 years is not the process. And that is completely sad when you have heard from the residents of a community. You heard from residents of 2 districts that are in that area. You did not only consult the commissioner of the area where you're placing this project, which means that right there shows that you have no respect for your colleagues on this board. And it's sad that we, Commissioner Henderson and Commissioner Henderson and myself, have to constantly keep fighting for our community. We have to constantly keep fighting for our community. So I'm here to tell you, District 3, you need to stand up, because what's going to happen, you're not going to get the things in your community. I need for you to go on the county website, pull up the Splosh story. Go on the county website, pull up the Splosh story. Do you know that District 3, in the past 3 Splosh, has no projects? None of the funding went to the district, and we have the most homes in this county and the most dense area. The only thing that was put in place was actually a fire station that was in conjunction with District 5 on the northern side of District 3. And it's in District 5 and it's also in District 3 for those residents who definitely need it because of the property value in regards to their insurance, because they have to have insurance for that area. So they needed a fire station to make sure that they can decrease their insurance rates. That is very much needed. The same reason why I voted for a fire station, and we did not have the funds. We bonded the additional money for a fire station in District 1. I would never, as a commissioner, no matter how much a commissioner has done to me, I would never vote against a project that's going to affect thousands of people in the community because I'm upset with that commissioner. That's not what leadership is all about. You can be upset with someone, you can dislike someone, but I'm not going to vote against a project that's going to affect thousands of people in a community, because voting against that project is not hurting that commissioner. It's hurting the people that lives in that community. And that's what was done on Tuesday night. You're not hurting Commissioner Sanders. Commissioner Sanders is going to live, thrive, and do whatever she needs to do and still fight for the community. But you're hurting the thousands of people who Commissioner Sanders represent because you're upset because Commissioner Sanders is not on your agenda and you can't control me. That is the issue. They want to have control. I am going to do what my residents state for me to do. I am put in this place to represent people, not represent commissioners. I am put in place to represent people, not to represent commissioners. And when the people have spoken who are considered our bosses, I am going to follow that line, no matter what district they're in. If we have individuals, we've had many who came up and said, we don't want these various things in the area. I have never voted against District 1 and District 5 residents who have come to that board meeting and say they didn't want various things. And I followed the lead of that commissioner because that commissioner lives in that area. That commissioner talks to their constituents. So how dare I to ever vote against a project or something that could be detrimental to that area just because that commissioner did something to me, or that commissioner made me mad, or that commissioner is not conforming to what I want. That's not my place. I'm here to represent the people and the best interests of the people of this county and Newton County. That is my only job. So we are running this board with emotions. We are running this board like I'm going to fix her. I'm not going to approve a project. You're not fixing me. You're hurting a community. You're not hurting me. You're hurting a community. I want to thank the people of Newton County because not only my district was fighting, it was those in District 5, District 4, District 2, District 3 as well, and District 1 that spoke up and said that was wrong, what you guys did. That was completely wrong. And I pray to God that you guys have a conscience because you have to deal with God. Your relationship, you have to deal with God and how you are affecting his people. You're not hurting Commissioner Sanders. So District 3, I'm here to tell you as a resident of 16 years who've been living in this county, whose daughter also went through the school system and saw there was nothing available. My child even said she's not coming back to Newton County, along with hundreds of children who said they are not coming back to Newton County because there is nothing for them to do in this district, in this area, in this community. They have not seen change. And if change is not going to be present, you're not going to have the youth staying in this county. Who is going to run this county when we all are older and not able to perform these duties? When you don't have the people put in place and you're not raising up leaders to want to stay in the area, who's going to run this county then? That's what we have to think about. So District 3, you all need to fight and stand up for your community. Time out for complaining behind the scenes. Time out for complaining to only one commissioner. You hold all 5 of us accountable because we represent you. You hold all 5 of us accountable because we represent you. As you heard me state, no commissioner is irreplaceable. We all can be replaced because you are our boss and you put us in this position. So I'm here to tell you, no matter what district you are in, you stand up and fight. District 3, District 5 comes and packs the room when something does not want to occur, and they will knock on the door of their commissioner house and say, hey, we don't want it. District 1 will fill up the room and they will knock on their commissioner door and blow up their phone and say they don't want it. Guess what? Y'all call me and I answer, so you don't have to knock on my door because I respond to everything. You have a lot of media or mediums to actually reach out to me, whether it's via my website. You all have my cell phone number, you have my email address, so you actually contact me. So it is time for you to show up and stand up for your community. Majority of the residents that attend these senior services live over on our side of town, and they have to travel all the way over to Turner Lake. Do you understand if we would have gotten that 62 acres of property? Let me break that down to you. The landowner wanted $3 million for the property. Now, if you do research, Newton County has not done appraisals on property. I was told this even by previous commissioners, like, what y'all doing appraisal? We just purchased property for the fire department. And appraisal was not even presented to us. That we voted on that 2 meetings ago. Appraisal was not presented. You know what they said to us? Well, we think the other party, because the city also wanted that same property. Well, we think the other party did an appraisal. You think the other party did appraisal? There is not an appraisal that was done by the county for that property that we purchased. But you put District 3 through hoops, jump ropes, double dutch, and everything, and the county does not do appraisal. So we did appraisal on the property. The amount came back, you guys all know, for $2.3 million. The landowner originally wanted $3 million. She came down from our appraisal. We all know negotiation. She came down to 2.7. She came to the middle because the appraisal came back at 2.3. She requested originally, when it was brought to the commissioners and we gave the county attorney the authority to go and put an offer on the land. She came down. That's the art of negotiation. Those who are in real estate know that we negotiate. They never went back to that landowner to negotiate, to see, hey, maybe we can work this amount that's in the middle because we have the funding. We have $495,000 that's in the referendum that was provided from the 2017 SPLOST that you guys voted for. Then as I came in office in 2022, we had excess funds from the 2017 SPLOST, where they voted to provide for this project in District 3. It was written in the paper. I could post it to you, an additional $3.7 million, which makes $4.1 million. I then applied for the grant through HUD with Congressman Hank Johnson that gave us an additional $4 million, which we are waiting on the commissioners to vote to accept the funding. We received and granted by Congress, Department HUD, Housing and Urban Development, granted us from the grant that I wrote for District 3, specifically written for District 3, $4 million. So now it has been confirmed. The only process we're waiting on is for these 3 commissioners, and that's what it's all about, to decide on if they're going to keep $4 million. So that would have given this project $8.1 million to purchase land and to build the youth facility. No additional funding coming out of the taxpayer's pocket. Funding coming from the federal government and money that's already sitting there from the 2017 SPLOST, and additional funding that was added when I came in office in 2022. We voted to give $3.7 million. In the 2023 SPLOST, you all voted to give $3 million for Parks and Recreation for District 3. You also granted funding to the senior services to provide a senior center on the west side of Newton County, which they were looking to partner with me when we got the land. All that funding is right there. If you had 62 acres of land, you could have built the youth facility, senior services, the park. All of that funding could have been put together to build that one entity on the property. So that's an excuse to say that you were putting something on free land. I'm going to also give you some information. In the paper, it states that that land was given to the county, donated to the county. That has not come before the Board of Commissioners. That was tabled. We have not even voted to accept the land before they even voted on a location. And let me tell you how that's controversial. We voted to put something on land that the Board of Commissioners hadn't even voted to accept the land. We have not even voted for it to accept the Addison property as a donation to the county. And then in the paper, it states that the county gave it to the Boys and Girls Club. That has not even gone before the Board of Commissioners for us to decide to give county-owned property to the Boys and Girls Club. I can't even call it county-owned property because it has not even gone before the Board of Commissioners to accept the property as county-owned property. And it has not even gone before the Board of Commissioners to say we're giving it to the Boys and Girls Club. So you just voted to put a facility on property that we have not even officially accepted into the county? Where are the legalities in this? And our county attorney sat there and allowed that to occur. So when you telling me 3 commissioners behind the scenes, which is illegal, voted to accept the property? Where is this written? We don't vote behind the scenes. It's illegal. We have to vote in front of the public. So when was this property given to the county, and when did I attended? I have not missed a meeting. Even when I'm not physically in that seat, I was on Zoom. I have not missed a meeting since I've been in office, and that property has not gone before the Board of Commissioners to accept the land as a donation. So those 3 commissioners just recently voted to put a facility on land that we don't even own yet. And they also voted to give, they also voted to put the property, the facility on the land to give to the Boys and Girls Club that we had not even voted to give the land to the Boys and Girls Club. So you tell me if we're running this county the right way and we're doing it by policy and procedure, but you want to come at me for applying for a $4 million grant that we received $4 million to the county, and you say because I didn't come before the board to apply for the grant, that's the problem. But no, the money is here. That's not a problem anymore. The money is here, but we are doing things out of order in this county, and it has to stop. Residents of Newton County, you need to stand up for your county. Residents of Newton County, you need to come and show up and show out and express your feelings. Residents of Newton County, you need to also tell the board, because we can change it. We have home rule authority, that you are tired of waiting at the end of the meeting to speak to commissioners and we look at you without any response. That is ridiculous. I think it's the rudest thing. I think it's out of order. It is ridiculous. You should be able to state what you have to state in the beginning of that meeting and not have to wait at the end to say what you have to say. Residents of Newton County, it is time out for us putting things on the agenda for political and selfish gain in this county. I did not get in this position for funding or for money. We don't hardly make money as commissioners. I got in here this position to help people. I don't take any kickbacks, side backs, front centers, whatever you want to call it. And that's why a lot of people are upset with me, because they cannot own me. I am not bought and paid for. I am here for the community. And I'm going to say to those 3 commissioners, if you don't have a heart or a conscience after what you just did on Tuesday night, God rest on your soul. Grace and mercy on your soul. You're going to have to deal with that wrath from God, because you didn't hurt Commissioner Sanders. You hurt a group of people and children that are in need of this facility, Parks and Rec. You have hurt a group of people. So District 3 in Newton County, it is time for you to stand up for what is right and what you need in your community. Because over the years, you have not received anything. There has been Denny Dobbs, skate parks, basketball courts, pavilions. That's all one huge park that's in District 2. In District 5, they're in District 5 with the splash dollars. They're currently building a park and a community center in District 5. District 1, thousands of dollars was sent to build that FFA camp that we don't own. Not only that, look at all the other things that were placed in there. From our splash, we all voted for each commissioner to be given $1 million to go in their community. Commissioner Edwards was able to spend $500,000 on broadband. And I'm going to call you out, because when we voted, we thought that $500,000 for broadband was for your entire district and not one section of your district. So a lot of your constituents have been calling me and other commissioners asking me about broadband, because they still don't have broadband in their area. But that $500,000 was only spent in one section of District 1. That's a problem for me. And I don't care if they come from me in regards to that. That's truth. People don't like to be held accountable. People don't like to hear the truth. That is the truth. So District 3, it is now time. Newton County, not just a District 3 thing. Newton County, it's time for you to stand up and speak out on what's happening in this county. It's time for you to start doing open records. Follow the money. FTM. It's time for you to start doing open records and finding out information for yourselves. You have a right to receive open records. They have to respond to you within 3 days. You can email Ms. Jackie Smith, but better yet, go online and complete an open record form so it's documented and that they give you everything that you ask for. You are our bosses and you have the right to receive the information. What they're going to try to do is charge you for those open records, ask for digital copies because they want to deter you from getting those records. Don't let it deter you. Find out what's happening in your county. Do what you have to do to make your county work for you, the area that you live in work for you. This is Commissioner Sanders signing off here at the NACO convention, educating myself so I can help bring back some grants to Newton County and some information to Newton County. You all have a great day. District 3, Newton County. It's time to stand up and fight. Later.